The mission bell wakes you before sunrise. It is 1805, and you work and live in a Spanish mission in Alta California. Long before the first light appears over the coastal hills, the bell rings through the darkness, calling everyone to begin the day. The Franciscans who oversee the mission expect work to start early, and there is no shortage of it. You pull on your rough wool clothing and make your way toward the stables. The morning air is cool, carrying the scent of dust, leather, and livestock. Somewhere in the darkness, a horse stamps its hoof against the ground, waiting to be fed. Your job is to care for the mission's horses. The Spanish introduced horses to California after establishing the first mission in 1769. By the early 1800s, horses had become one of the colony's most valuable resources. They carry soldiers, priests, messengers, and ranch workers across vast distances. Without them, communication between missions and settlements would take days longer. When you reach the stable, your first task is feeding the animals. You haul grain and forage from storage and distribute it among the stalls. Some horses belong to the mission itself, while others are used by travelers moving along El Camino Real, the road that connects California's growing chain of missions. As dawn breaks, the mission begins to stir. Vaqueros arrive to collect their mounts. These skilled horsemen spend their days managing cattle herds that stretch across thousands of acres of mission land. The methods they use, roping, branding, and riding, will eventually influence the American cowboy tradition, but that future is still decades away. You help saddle several horses before the riders head out into the countryside. Every piece of equipment is valuable. Saddles, bridles, and metal hardware are difficult to replace. California is a remote frontier of the Spanish Empire, and supplies often arrive only a few times a year aboard ships from Mexico. After the riders leave, you begin cleaning the stalls. It is hard work. Dust rises with every sweep of your shovel. You inspect the horses for cuts, swollen joints, or signs of illness. A healthy horse can mean the difference between a successful journey and a dangerous one. At noon, the mission bell rings again. Workers gather for a meal of bread, beans, corn, and beef. Much of the food comes from the mission itself. California missions are designed to be self-sufficient communities, producing their own crops and livestock. Wheat, barley, corn, and fruit grow in nearby fields, irrigated by carefully constructed ditches. The afternoon brings more visitors. A messenger arrives from another mission, his horse exhausted from the journey. The animal is lathered with sweat and breathing heavily. You lead it to water and arrange for a fresh mount so the rider can continue south before nightfall. As the sun begins to set, long shadows stretch across the courtyard. You return the horses to their stalls and secure the gates. Nearby, indigenous workers finish their own assignments in the fields, workshops, kitchens, and storerooms. Their labor keeps the mission running, though mission life is often tightly controlled and demanding. Then the evening bell sounds. The day's work is finished. You pause for a moment and look across the mission grounds. The church stands at the center of the settlement, its walls glowing orange in the fading sunlight. Beyond the mission lies a vast frontier of grasslands, oak trees, and distant mountains. Tomorrow, before dawn, the bell will ring again. The horses will need feeding. Travelers will arrive. And another day in Spanish California will begin.